I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
You're watching FNN, the FUKK News Network.
This program contains subject matter and language that may be disturbing to some viewers.
Hi, honey. Did you miss me?
With every bullet so far.
Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm Jasmine Ravi-Gibdria. I have something to say. SMACKEMAGOB, my dears! Woo! You're watching Almost Human YouTube channel, everybody. SMACKEMAGOB!
SHMACKEMAGOB and Bang Bang Pizza Skulls. Is the camera a little lopsided? Kind of like on the Poseidon adventure here? I don't know, maybe it's not. But either way, screw it. It's time for the only news that matters, Bang Bang Pizza Skulls. And I got a couple stories here. So let's start off with Joe Elliott says that the next Def Leppard album, the new one called Diamond Star Halos, is a career-defining album. Is there such thing as career-defining albums anymore? Seriously. And yeah, okay. Here I go. Look, your career was defined when Pete Willis was in the band. So get off my lawn! Next track. Listen to me. Next story. KK Downey will attend the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, says Ian Hill, which is cool. But you know what'd be cooler is if they keep KK in the band after the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This is what I'm keeping my fingers crossed. That after the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, he rejoins Judas Priest. Then I'll have something positive to say about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame finally. They brought KK back together with Priest. Yeah, I'll blame it on them. Everybody cross your fingers with me. If you don't, turn off this video, you KK Judas Priest hating motherfucker. Next story, next track. Spinal Tap is going to release a sequel, Spinal Tap 2 or whatever, on the 40th anniversary of when the first movie came out. Chances are a lot of people are groveling about, oh, this is going to suck. I like to judge something after I see it. But I'll be honest, man. I think it's kind of impossible for them to better it. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed too. That it'll be just as good or, almost as good as the original. And that KK tours with Priest at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Right on. Alright, next story. Kelly Osbourne. She says she's ecstatic that she's having a baby. You know who's also ecstatic? The father. Alright, next story. Randy Rhoads has a new documentary out. And I saw the commercial and stuff. And yeah, I will be viewing it soon. So I understand somebody's going to send me it. And but you know what I find really funny is that, everybody's like, wow, it's a Randy Rhoads documentary. But nobody's mentioning this documentary. Randy Rhoads' The Quiet Riot Years, where I gotta say, watching the promos to this new Randy Rhoads documentary kind of looks like this. This was really well made. This guy had the same problems that this dude's going through. He's not getting approval from Ozzy or, certain people behind the thing. But I recommend this one, Randy Rhoads' The Quiet Riot Years. It came with a coffee table book. I don't know if you can get it anymore. But it was really well made. But there is nothing on here where it's kind of the rivalry between him and Eddie. There is, but not to the extent I saw in that promo where they had Eddie talking and stuff. Where Eddie said something to the effect of, the guy ripped off everything from me. And I love you, Eddie, but... and I like Eddie more as a guitar player. He's my favorite guitar player. Randy would be my second favorite guitar player. And I gotta say, Eddie Van Halen never wrote anything like Diary of a Madman and shit like that, So Randy Rhoads was a little more on the classical thing where Eddie, Eddie didn't have that. So I disagree with Eddie, but I still think he's the greatest, the GOAT. the Lord of the Strings. All right, what else we got here? All right, oh, this is ridiculous, man. They asked Joan Jett, I mean, are you, what did they say? Are you okay with touring with these bands that were, get this, misogynist in the past? So, you know, if you were a misogynist in the past, that means you're always a misogynist? You're going to be a misogynist today? Stay woke, you pea-brained fuckheads. Alright, this is the final story, and the last Only News That Matters, I ended it talking about, you know, depression and, you know, suicide, and put up a suicide headline, hotline. Then the very next day, Trevor Stannard from Black Dahlia murder killed himself. And that's very sad. I did see them once, and that guy was an awesome frontman. You know, I liked how he did this thing on stage, and he seemed so into it, and he didn't seem like, you know, it was kind of a death metal thing, but he wasn't, you know, he looked like he was having a good time. He looked like a really happy dude. And I loved he was doing this orchestra thing with his hands during it. That's something that always, like, stuck out. You know, it's like, not many frontmen, you know, of the newer bands, I mean, they're not that new, but you know what I'm talking about, from the past couple decades, really impressed me much. This guy did, and it's very sad that he passed away. And it's because what I was talking about last time. Depression, man. It's real. This guy's in a popular death metal band. It doesn't matter. If you're depressed, you're depressed. And he took his life. So everybody out there, man, again, I'm going to put up the suicide hotline again, man, hoping that anybody that's going through any type of depression and you have suicidal thoughts, please reach out to somebody. I would really appreciate it, because it really sucks losing people that you know and that you were close to, you know, take their lives because of depression. You know, I wish I could go back in time and help, but, you know, there's situations like, you know, you would never know this person's that depressed. Like Trevor, I would have never known he suffered depression the way I saw him on stage, but it's a sad thing. So that's it. That's it for the Only News That Matters. So as long as there's a couple news stories, I'm going to come right back, and you're going to keep getting them up. Hopefully, several, you know, a few times a week. If not, then it's a slow news week. So, thank you for watching, everybody. Stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath. And SHMACKEMAGOB. Please call if you suffer depression.